pull one up on that side.
Should have.
Could be a very quick meeting.
Yeah.
Ah,
Hey,
there's-
Amy.
Hello.
Morning.
Hi,
Morning.
Shannon. How are you? Hi.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm late.
You know that.
You're early.
I'm not sure. Hi.
Hello.
one of the cabinets on the left, yeah.
That's for Steve.
Help in there with some maybe?
Thank you, please.
Yep.
Serene. Here's for Mary Ann.
All right, good morning, everybody. We'll call the meeting to order here at 8:38, and we're convening just one meeting today for the Finger Lakes Economic Development Center. We'll start with the introduction of guests. We have Jim Moon with Howard Hanna here, and Owen Thorpe, a senior at CUCA. Thanks for joining us here in person. And online, we have Steve and Russ with Harris Beach, our trusted bond counsel. So thanks for joining us online, guys. We'll start, well, I guess, do we have a need for an executive session?
Yes, to discuss company financials and the sale of property.
Okay, so I'd ask for a motion to move into executive session for those purposes.
So moved.
Second.
And second and Amy, okay?
I don't think it'll be too long, Jim.
Okay.
I'm kind of
Mike can bring us
surprised
back
we don't
live.
have
We'll ask for a
something
motion
that
to
seems
resume.
easy. Yeah, that's not.
Good. All right, I'd like to ask for a motion to exit executive session and enter open session.
So moved, Serene. Second, Mary Ann.
Thank you. All right, we're back in open session and no approvals or action was taken in executive session. Our next item on the agenda are the review and approval of the minutes from our December 20th meeting, which were included in the packets. I would ask for a motion to approve.
So moved, Serene.
Serene, and a second.
Mary Ann.
Any comments, questions, further discussion on the minutes before we vote? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, that's carried. Item 4 here are changes in the agenda, and we do have one, at least, is to add item number 3, which are the board committee and officer appointments, and to have that discussion, which is item 3. Are there any other changes today?
Nope.
Okay. So then item 5, finance report. What do you have for us, Doreen?
We have check number 6426 to 6454, totaling $802,420.64. I also have check number 106 for $45,000, and ag check number 61 and 63 totaling $200,000. The reason that we are $802,000 this time is the Empire Pipeline pilot payment we receive, and then we distribute that to the municipalities, and that's $709,320. Plus we have our yearly payment to the New York State Retirement as well. And
I'll just add, you got, basically you see the year end now
Yep.
for 23 financials, more or less broke even. What we have show a little bit of a surplus at the end of the year, but that, which includes, it was just a little over 100,000 in capital improvements and a little under 100,000 in land sales, so that which kind of balanced each other out a little bit. So from the budgeting aspect, we're pretty close.
Yeah, no, it looks like a good year. It came in really good, and it's not an audited result yet. That'll happen
Right.
here later this spring, but I think you guys did a great job managing through the ups and downs last year and reinvesting in this building, which is our key source of revenue to sustain operations. So and our budget for this next year continues that plan of capital improvements. A good year for sure. I guess it asks for a motion to accept the finance report and approve paying those specific checks.
So moved, Mary Ann.
Okay, in a second.
Second.
Amy. Any further discussion or comments, questions on the finance report? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, it's carried. How about the management reports? Do you have anything for us, Doreen?
I don't have any updates.
Mike?
I'll add that, working with Dan Clement, he's the new work-based learning coordinator at Penn Yan Academy. To schedule a meeting with him to largely get an update on the work-based learning program that they're trying to roll out. Holidays kind of slowed things down a little bit. I want to see where they're at with that, and try and bring back the program that we used to help administer Discovery Eats. It was taking students from the academy, and we'll reach out to Dundee and Marcus Whitman as well to get them involved. But bringing students on site to our local employers to help just with exposure, teach them what's here, what's available. Used to largely be advanced manufacturing based. We're going to try and expand that into the ag industry as well, as Carly Bossard, one of the ag teachers at the academy, wants to be involved. Used to do about 2 trips a year, and then COVID kind of put a kibosh on all that. So trying to bring that back and tie it into the work-based learning program they're working on as well. So next month should have some more details and update on that. Again, trying to bring it to all the school districts in the county as well. I'll reiterate, the wing walk is coming up. They compete with the community table to sell out fastest. So if you're interested in going, I should know today on what day that tickets are going live. They have a meeting actually right now to hash out those details. It should be, last year it was the 1st of February. It'll probably be a little bit later than that at this point. The tickets will go live. 500 tickets will be sold, and it will sell out within a few hours, if not quicker. So I'll shoot an email out to the board saying this is the go live date, and be ready to log on and get your tickets.
Thank you.
It's almost as popular as Taylor Swift, right?
We're trying. Should be in Buffalo this weekend.
Yeah, right.
Thanks, Mike. Steve, do you have anything to add?
No, I'm good.
I like how your comment was that you have a short management report, and then it goes on for 3.5 pages.
I just copy and pasted most of that. I had very little to add to that.
All right, do you have anything to highlight, or you're good? Okay.
Good. Unless you want me to highlight the fact that Chicago had a whole bunch of dead electric vehicles because they couldn't charge because of the cold weather. And yet, New York State is pushing heavily to go fully electric. And
Okay, on to our action item.
It's interesting, just interesting that maybe we should, as we talk about planning, maybe take a look at that a little bit closer before we mandate all this stuff.
You know,
That's
if
it.
you wanted to comment on any of the playoff news from the weekend or anything. Probably not.
No, I'm good.
Steve's a
Terrible.
lifelong Steelers fan,
Oh,
and so for us
sorry.
Bills fans in the room, that was an okay
Even
result.
worse, Tomlin's saying he's staying another year.
So
Couldn't have gone worse.
Yeah, during the, asked them about the contract.
all right, so
I like him a lot. He's great. And I like Pittsburgh, but without Ben, they stink.
thank you, Russ. For
We'll be searching for a new law firm.
All right, so we'll move on the agenda to item 7, our action items. So we have 3 today. We'll start with the leases. And I think, I don't know if everybody has it, there's a summary of the leases here that I think Doreen handed out. If you don't have it, let me know. Make sure you get one in front of you. Do you have one in?
I think so.
Just check it out.
Somewhere.
There's extra.
No.
I could go through each of them, or you can see it here, and if you want
Yeah.
to make a general
Are there
approval
any-
for the leases, they're
High-level
all
updates.
they're all in line. Pro Style, Person Certified, Centered Services, and Elmira Psych Center are all renewals. Elmira Psych is a fairly substantial increase in space, which is nice. And then Pinckney Hardware that's going to be a shorter term lease. As you can see, it's a month to month. That's really they had a building downtown that they were renting that the landlord asked them to leave out of because they're going to do something else with the building. It's where the paint store is, so they needed a place to store paint. So, and they had not a whole lot of time, I guess, in which to enact. So we found some space for them.
Okay. We have the slate here. If it's all right, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the whole slate for all 4 of these leases.
So moved, Serene.
Thank you,
Second.
Serene and Amy. Any further discussion or comments on the leases? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that's carried. The second item here is our revised 2024 budget, and there were very few changes to the original approval, and I don't know if Steve wanna.
Yeah, the only change we're seeking is on expenditures. It's line 9,000 and 9,001 salaries and employee benefits and taxes based off of the recommendation and approval of the Personnel Committee. We need to increase it a whopping on the salaries $928 from what we originally had approved. So the new number would be $326,370, and then benefits and taxes, we're probably a little aggressive on it, but we're increasing it $2,000.
That sounds good. Pretty minor changes on the overall scope of a seven-figure budget.
Motion to approve?
Thank you, Amy.
Second, Serene.
Second, Serene. Any further discussion, comments, questions? Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that's carried. And then item 3, we have board, committee, and officer appointments. We had Kim Pinckney leave the board, and she was our vice chair. And so her terming out, not just leaving the board, but she aged out of the board. And so have vacancies on some of the committees and also an officer position. I had sent a couple emails out to the whole group asking for anybody wanted to volunteer, or was a position that you were really interested in, and have talked through with Steve. And so I think what I'd like to do now is I have a kind of a slate to propose, and then certainly open to feedback. If anybody doesn't like it or wants to see something different, now's the time to talk about it. So for the board officer positions, proposing that I would stay as chair, but ask Mary Ann to step into the vice chair position that Kim is vacating. I'd ask Steve to step into a treasurer position if he's willing to do that.
Sure.
You previously indicated you would,
Absolutely.
if asked,
Sure.
but if not, then
Nope.
it's not a done deal yet.
Sure, it's not, right.
And then asking Serene and Janice to stay in their positions as secretary, and then and for Janice it's assistant secretary / treasurer. So those would be the officer positions. And I should also comment that the county legislature did not complete the formal appointments due to the timing of their agenda and missing that. So they will meet on, I think it's February 12th. So these appointments technically are contingent on them approving all of us in the board roles we are for this next year. But I think while we're here to do this, the action item today contingent on the appointments, which is expected to follow through with the county without issue. So those would be the board officer positions. And then for the committees, we have 5 standing committees. There's an audit committee that I am on and Janice is on, and I'd ask Serene if she would fill in on for Kim's spot on the audit committee. For the finance committee, it's myself and Janice, and we will ask Jessie Jane, the county appointee to the board, to fill in on that spot. For the governance committee, it's myself, and I would ask Mary Ann to fill in on that spot, along with Amy, what makes up the 3 of us on the governance committee. We'd stay in that spot. On the personnel committee, it is myself and Mary Ann, and we would ask Steve to fill in on Kim's spot on the personnel committee. And then we note the loan committee, which has been approved outside of this, but just to say the names: Taylor Fitch, Erica Stork, Rita Gao, Rob Corcoran, myself, and Steve are members on the loan committee. That is not something we need to approve today because we approved that outside of this. But, so that's the proposal. But I'd like you to, if somebody's put up for a position you're not comfortable with, certainly we're open to discussion. We're a small group, so being open and honest is a good way to do things. So yeah, I'd open the floor to any further discussion.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, okay. In a second?
Second, Mary Ann.
Okay.
So I can ask a question.
Yeah, no,
So I would no longer be treasurer. You're gonna give that to Steve.
Yep.
Which is fine. It just took a year from the bank. It seems like it took all year for the bank to get all the signatures down and everything, so.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sure
fine, that's fine. You know, I'm not asking to stay there. I just feel bad because it seems like, wow, that was an ordeal to get all the approvals through the bank. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, from the
Just an observation.
bank side of things, that's a pretty common thing for nonprofit organizations as they're
Yeah.
turning over the signature cards,
Yeah.
get updated kind of constantly. It's a pretty fluid thing, but, yeah. Okay, any other comments, questions? All right, then I'd ask for a vote. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Again, this is
All right.
contingent on getting county county.
Yep.
would-
So this is our proposed slate. We'll have everybody will be in these positions effective when the county makes the appointments, because then we're all appointed to our roles for the year. Okay, so that concludes the business agenda. Our next meeting right now is scheduled the third Wednesday, our standing meeting, and it falls within the school break week that week, and so we're looking to propose a new date, or to see, I guess, have a discussion about having a new date for February and see what might work best for everybody. I don't know if you guys have a recommended fill-in, or just.
Well, I guess my thought here, because it's pretty hard to figure out a date, like, with everyone in the room, like, to see how many couldn't make it on the third Wednesday because of the school breaks, and then if we weren't gonna be able to get a quorum, we would coordinate here by the end of this week. We will try to get some sort of date set, but it was more of,
I'm fine.
this
That's
is
the
gonna,
21st, right?
Yep.
yeah.
I won't be here. I'll be in Nicaragua.
Okay, so we got a Hawaii, we got a Nicaragua.
I'm just going to Florida.
Man.
We could do that
I gotta
posted
book
signs,
something.
imagine that, where the
Right.
public could still attend the meeting. You could do it in Hawaii or Nicaragua.
Or Florida.
Florida.
Yeah, so that leaves us pretty
Pretty thin.
thin on backup options. I don't know about Janice or Jesse, but we would need both.
Janice was, we'll check. I know she gave us, there was a couple right in a row, 2 or 3 in a row she was gonna be able to make.
So we'll reach out to those two and confirm, and if they can't attend, are you around
I'm
that week?
available, yeah.
All right, so if they can't attend, then we'll send an email out to propose a new date. Is
Yeah.
that fair?
Yep.
You'll be here though, right?
I'll be here, yeah. Jealous, but I'll be here.
So just to tell you, for me, like, I won't be here the week before either,
Okay.
and I'll be coming back on the 28th. So maybe like the 29th.
Okay.
Okay.
How long are you gone for, Amy?
I'll be back for the 28th if
Okay.
you wanted to do it the week after.
Okay.
The week before, we're in Albany.
Right.
So we'd have to look
And that
at
would
week
make
after.
a tighter time frame, I think, anyway, to go a
Yeah,
week
to get-
earlier.
Yeah.
For everything, so it'd probably be that following week, the 28th or 29th.
I could
if
do
we
the
need to.
28th if you needed to.
Okay.
But I will
Alright.
not be calling in from Hawaii.
Yeah.
No.
plans.
Don't
So
do that.
commitment is that?
I know.
No dedication
I
at
know.
all
I
anymore.
Zero
You could rub it in
dedication.
really
Sorry.
good, you know.
Thank you, everyone, for being here on such a cold day, and I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, thanks, Amy. Second.
A second.
Marianne. We are adjourned.
Very good. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Russ.
Just heard
Those
Kim.
are checks to sign, and I'll let you finish, because Steve hasn't
I'm
been
sorry?
officially appointed yet because of
Oh,
the
right.
Right.
It's chilly.
county
I don't
changing
really
their
know.
networks.
It was 7 this morning.
We
Wow.
bought it just because it's contiguous to our
Yeah.
athletic field.
You said-
I don't
Ryan
know
said
what we'll
7.
do with it.
Are you around today, Russ, for a Greenwich call?
What do you mean?
So, other colleges, a restaurant.
We don't have it scheduled yet. I was just trying to
Sure,
get
I know I
something
do this
on
one.
with
I
you.
sign on this sheet?
Yes.
And then there's another one under there.
Yes, there's 2 payrolls there.
So we're a relatively small school. We only have about 1,000
I know we traded some
students,
emails
and we
last week
are,
and couldn't get
as much
something.
as Owen probably doesn't even know this yet, we're gonna bring back our
Glad
hospitality
you guys are doing it
management
this way.
program, so we have
Great
had
way
it
to do it.
historically.
Writing the check.
The real issue,
What a great opportunity. ROT does one.
I'm sorry?
RT has a tremendous co-op program, and we have a tremendous field period program, so across all disciplines, you're required to do 140 hours a year in the field.
All 4 years?
All 4 years.
Okay.
And so
really
it's,
good.
and it's built into the curriculum.
Sure.
It's built
Yeah,
into
you wanna,
our
I can
RT.
call you, you said a
When
half
it
hour
comes
at
to
11:30?
actually
You want me to
running
call you
a
at
business,
12:15?
though, or a separate business entity.
Okay.
If you
So
want
did I,
to
if you
you
want
shop
to
that?
keep
You
it.
have it?
I have it,
Because
yep.
for us,
I wrote it down.
and we can have a very deep conversation about how broken the higher education business model is and how much of the burden
And
we
I'll
have shifted
update
onto
all of that.
individuals and families to pay.
To,
It